Production.
What up? We're doing a little breakdown here on a few stocks. We're looking at Iren Energy. So we're going to just zoom out real quick. We're looking at weekly time frame. I have this horizontal line here marking a clean resistance level. That resistance is around, call it 480, 464, right? Whatever. Very, very close range there. This is our resistance, right? And as we mark our bottom back in December 2022, we've had very large weekly volume coming in and continuous higher lows being created into this resistance. So what we need to pay attention to now is the possibility that what we're seeing is an ascending triangle pattern happen, right? So it's developing. We're seeing, again, a solid support coming in on a upward trend line, right? So that's giving us this ascending triangle look here. Now, how do we play this ascending triangle, right? So if we're expecting that this is going to have an explosive move to the upside, we need to position ourselves in the triangle, right? So why I think this is a play worth looking into is because look at the crypto space and look at Bitcoin in particular and how we're coiling up. Look at the rest of crypto related stocks, right? Miners are performing well, right? It's almost as if this tiny niche of a sector is essentially prepping up for a big move, right? So if that is the case and you want Iren Energy to be one of the plays on your list, right? Or one of the stocks you invest in, a way we can play this is by gathering shares in the triangle if you're expecting it to break out. Again, manage your risk wisely and don't obviously overinvest what you can't handle or what you aren't willing to lose. But essentially what we're looking for here is buying in this triangle, anticipating that in a few weeks here, we're going to get a move to the upside to catch a previous resistance point, right? So now let's zoom in a little bit and look at where we can potentially get a resistance. So right off rip, we can mark out this zone here, okay? $7, call it. We've had few rejections in that range, right? Another zone we can look into, right? 931, right? So that's another resistance point in that range where we had a huge bounce, pause for a few days, and then we rejected, okay? Now, another thing we want to look at is our volume profile just to see where are people, right? This is interesting on this stock. Majority of people are gathering shares right in this zone, right? There's really very, very little resistance above here. So when things get moving, we can get a very explosive move to the upside. That's why I do really like Iren here, right? So another thing I wanted to point out, one thing I really like about this name is how similar it looks when we look at Hive Technologies here. Now, on Hive Blockchain Technologies, when I first played this, it was right around this zone, okay? This is back in 2020. Look at the breakout that follows, right? So, again, is this going to happen on Iren? We don't know, right? I'd be a liar. I'd be a phony if I was saying, oh, yes, I know that this is exactly what's going to happen. We don't know what's going to happen. But what I like about technical analysis and basically studying different stock charts is that we could kind of use this to our advantage, right? They say history doesn't repeat itself, it rhymes. Well, if we're using that as our kind of base point here, we could look at this technical pattern and see, okay, how can we potentially capitalize on a move that could happen here, right? So again, if you look at Hive, it had major price points back in 2018 in that crypto bull market, and then we have a massive pullback. Crypto market back in 2020, right? Late 2021, $27 here on Iren, and then we have a massive consolidation coming into a range where we base out, right? Same thing here on Hive. And then after we have this long period of consolidation in a bullish pattern, which formed the ascending triangle, we have that massive breakout. So what we could be looking for is this could potentially be happening here, right, on Iren. So that's why I wanted to pull up Hive Technologies, because it gives us almost like a reference on, okay, how can we properly play this, but also manage our risk wisely where we can capitalize without, if things do not go our way, right? So this is what we're looking at. We're seeing good volume coming in. The crypto space is still holding up about above 25, or BTC I'm talking about. Bitcoin is holding above 25,000, right? Miners and BTC dominance is rising, right? Things are looking bullish here, right? So if you want to capitalize on this, Iren is a great play to, keep in the back pocket, or at least on your watch list. So when things do heat up, you can capitalize real fast. As you could see with Hive, things happen quick after the breakout, and the reason that happens is because we're running so thin on supply up in these ranges, right? People are exiting the stock here once all the basically demand gets eaten up, or the supply, once all that gets eaten up in these ranges, it's going to be easier to melt through these upper resistance levels. So we could end up seeing this make a quick move towards $10, and there's a doubler right there, right? So I think that this name is one everyone should have on their watch list if they are looking into crypto related assets. Peace, guys.